Bénédicte Paviot, who's a journalist with the news channel France 24. Good evening to you, Bénédicte. Let's talk about that Unity March on Sunday and the great and the good from around the world descending on Paris. I mean, surely a security nightmare for the authorities there, who are already pretty stretched.
Yes, but Matt, for the right reason. We think the Marche Républicaine, it's called, the Republican March, that will start from the square that we have seen over the last 48 hours for a lot of the wrong reasons after the tragedy that we saw, the deadly massacre of Charlie Hebdo journalists, who are civilians, despite what the Kouachi brothers said to, alleged to have said to the man walking out of that print building this morning outside Paris. The fact is that David Cameron is leading from the front, and actually President Hollande, deeply unpopular, as opinion polls have told us for the last year or so, president, halfway midterm in his power and in his job, has been quite sure-footed in this. Now, of course, immense relief that the victims, there are not too many victims. By the way, the 3 dead you were talking about, I think that at that Jewish grocery, they were killed when Koulibaly actually went into the grocery. I don't think they were killed, we'll find out after the beginning of the siege.
Koulibaly, the man the authorities were already looking for, the man they think killed
the policewoman,
a female police officer
unarmed
yesterday.
Police officer, shot her in the back and she died. She'd been in the job 15 days. And French police are normally armed. She was not. She was a trainee, shot in the back, died within an hour or two.
And he has been linked to the Kouachi brothers. And you have this interesting story about a man who was apparently inside the print works,
yes,
unknown to them. Simon touched upon it before. Tell us more about that.
Yes. My understanding is that actually at the siege where the Kouachi brothers were holding or not a hostage, and that fluctuated during the morning, now I think I understand why. Because there is a man, it was a small print company, and there were 5 employees. I don't know if he's the head of it, but he worked there. Amazingly, he's the hostage that never was, or that the Kouachi brothers, Saif and Sherif, didn't know they had. Apparently, this man hid in a box. Better than that, he was feeding the French police and the French intelligence services, what bravery, with real-time information. Real-time information on the layout of where he was, what they were doing. That must have helped the French elite troops that assaulted that building, that went into that building hugely. So they didn't know they had him.
Of course, we don't know exactly what happened at the end. Some reports say that they came out all
blazing.
They'd already said, apparently, reports that they wouldn't be afraid to martyr themselves. But surely it would have been better for the authorities to get them alive, to find out what they knew.
Yes, security experts tell me, both sides of the channel, that they're a tiny piece of the puzzle, that they would have liked to actually, apart from all the investigations that are happening as we speak on whether it's their computers, their mobile phones and all that sort of thing, to better understand what their path was, not just their radicalization. One of them is said to have been radicalized while he was in prison, but also to understand where they fit in that puzzle. It is deeply worrying, but they're no longer here to kill other people, including journalists.
So many deep questions, though, for France to ask itself.
Yes.
Of course, you've seen the attack on freedom of expression that many French feel has happened with the attack on Charlie Hebdo, but also how France deals with perhaps what is a very large Muslim population, the largest in Western Europe.
Correct. 6 million plus. There are tensions. There have been, actually, over the 48 hours that we've just witnessed, and on all rolling news channels, in the UK, because the UK understand that this could happen tomorrow here. As Andrew Parker, head of MI5, has said, 3 plots have been foiled here in recent months, or 4. Britain and France face very similar problems. They are actually both very tolerant societies, and they have all kinds of faiths. France handles its secular beliefs in a particular way, which we know about, but they both have these jihadis who want to leave, go to Syria, fight with the Islamic State organization, and return, and sometimes kill, either it's mass casualties on transport, Andrew Parker has been telling us, and cause and destabilize a society. But they need to go to the ballot box. They need to get themselves elected. Okay. We stand, Je suis Charlie, Matt, is what I want to say to you tonight. And thank God this is over.
Bénédicte, thanks very much indeed.